Hello, I'm Susan Rushton, and this is Lifelong English Major, as you could see beautifully. And I have two things I'd like to share with you. One is that, if you've been watching, you've realized that I've read something that I have always loved, and I have always loved To Kill a Mockingbird. I've read it many times, and each time it's been different. But each time I've always loved this, especially the one that at the end, To Kill a Mockingbird. You've all read that, of course you have. The street light. This is when she's going home, after she took her good friend home. The street lights were fuzzy from the fine rain that was falling. As I made my way home, I felt very old. She was 7, I think, or 8. But when I looked at the tip of my nose, I could see fine, musty beads. But looking cross-eyed made me dizzy, so I quit. As I made my way home, I thought, what a thing to tell Jem tomorrow. He'd be so mad. He missed it. He wouldn't speak to me for days. As I made my way home, I thought Jem and I would get grown, but there wasn't much left for us to learn, except possibly algebra. I love that. I loved it when I first read it, and I still love it. I think it's wonderful. And there are lots, I love, anyway, I love it. Another thing I love is that this is the first time. Well, let me introduce you to Susan Osborn. Susan Osborn. Thank you, Susan. Susan Osborn is a writer, and she is the first person after 20 years at least 20 years of my doing this. She's the first person who has asked me if she could be on my show. And this is lovely. And it makes me think that if you are a writer and you want to be on this show, they would be lovely. And if you want to be on this show for Lifelong English Major, please email me, goldcountrydenizens@gmail.com. And I think it's underneath me. Thank you, Phil. Okay, Susan, welcome.
Thank you.
Yes.
I have to say that you are regarded with great affection and very well respected at Gold Country Writers. And I really had to get in touch with you so we could meet and chat.
Wow. Isn't she correct? Isn't she wonderful? That's why I had no idea that you felt that way. Wonderful. Thank you. So you are a writer, and you are deeply involved in Gold Country Writers.
I am.
Why are you deeply involved in Gold Country Writers?
It's important for writers to meet other writers. Gold Country Writers is just lots of fun. We're always having parties, we have games, we have award shows, and we have wonderful critique groups. So there are just a lot of pluses to belonging to that group, as well as other writers groups.
Okay. You're involved with other writers groups?
Yes.
Okay. And I find writing itself tough sometimes. Sometimes it's tough, and having a group making it fun I can imagine it makes people eager to write.
Yes,
Okay.
it does.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you find writing tough sometimes?
Well, there were a number of male writers who've said writing is easy. You just sit in front of your computer, open up a vein, and bleed. And that's been my experience pretty much. Writing to me has always been difficult, laborious, something that's hard to do until recently. And that's when I wrote my newest book, my
So
Coincidences
let's see that.
and Other
Coincidence. So
Coincidences and Other Spooky Connections.
Coincidences and Other Spooky Connections. And what is that on the front?
This is an elephant.
An elephant. Why is there an elephant there?
When I began working on this book, I began having a lot more coincidences.
What do you mean?
Right away.
What do you mean? Coincidences.
Things-
Something weird, something strange, something you didn't expect happening?
Yes. Until that point, I was having maybe about 5 coincidences a year. You know, when you think of someone and all of a sudden they call you on the telephone.
Okay.
Or you're out of town in a place, let's say you're in South America, and you run into an old colleague, that kind of thing. But the coincidences began increasing exponentially as soon as I started working on this book. And most of all,
You were waiting for coincidences, and you started working on it, and they heard you, right?
Yeah. Especially regarding elephants.
Really?
Yes. Really.
Really?
Yes. The first week after I put pen to paper, you might say, I had 4 coincidences back to back regarding elephants. Elephants. And they haven't stopped.
The elephant coincidences haven't stopped.
No, I'm now up to 232.
Elephants?
Elephants in 14 months.
And you're being serious.
I'm being serious, yes.
This is
I'm very serious, but I'm having lots of fun.
Oh, good. but it's not like big things. It's elephants.
It's elephants.
Real elephants.
Yes.
Goodness.
Yes.
Maybe I should start doing that.
Well, it's interesting you say that because people who are reading my book or I speak with them about my book, many of them are beginning to have more coincidences.
Huh.
And so it's great fun learning about their coincidences.
And these people are writing?
They might be writers, they might be people that I meet.
Okay.
I had to get my car serviced last week and I talked to the service attendant. He had bought my book and his coincidences had begun to increase.
My, is this something we should worry about, or something we should be excited about?
We should be excited, and you will find out in my book all the reasons why. But basically, what it does is it helps us not only to have fun, but to recognize things that are connected beyond the situations that are connected, especially our connections with each other. So that's what I've come away with, and the bottom line of my book is how important our connections with each other are.
Can you give me an example?
Of a connection with another person?
Yeah.
Yes. At the same event where I took my car to get it fixed, they put me in an Uber car to drive me home while they worked on it.
Mm-hmm.
I asked the driver if he had coincidences in his life. He said, as a matter of fact, he had a great many, as did his wife. We began to talk a bit about my book, and I would say the major points in my book were all things that he knew about, including quantum entanglement, which is a discovery in quantum physics that helps us understand that everything and everyone is connected. And he knew about quantum entanglement.
Wow.
So in the space of 10 minutes, I made that connection with that man regarding my book.
Wow. Wow. My goodness. Oh, that's fascinating.
It is fascinating indeed.
Yeah, and it's delightful.
Delightful.
Wow.
I say the wind was at my sails as I wrote the book because I had such a wonderful time.
She had a wonderful time writing.
Writing.
and getting it better and getting it better, and then and then having it as a book. Writing it is one thing, and getting it better is another thing, and then getting it out as a book is even harder. Maybe not. I don't know. But Jesus, that sounds fascinating. What took you to do that? To do that and not something else.
To do this book,
That those coincidences.
it happened in a small group of Gold Country writers.
Oh, Gold Country writers, huh? Okay.
We were meeting for lunch, and somehow the subject came up that I had been keeping a little book of coincidences for 43 years. And I had about 5 coincidences a year. And one of the members said, Susan, you should write a book on that.
About it.
A week later,
Do I have to?
a week later, I began writing the book. Yes,
Okay.
That's how it started.
Okay. Wow. And why did you start writing? Having these writing?
I started because I thought it would be fun to share those coincidences.
No, I mean, why did you start writing those coincidences 40 years ago?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember. I had a little book and I put them in there. Just for fun, kind of.
And I'm impressed, terribly impressed. You had that one book, one thing, one piece of paper, several pieces of paper, and you didn't lose them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my
There's
God.
a little book about this big,
Okay.
little tiny book,
Yeah.
and I put little pictures in it,
And you know,
and diagrams.
and you've had that book for 40 years.
Yeah.
I'm so embarrassed. I can't do that. I would lose it in 10 days, I'm sure. But you kept it. For
I kept
40 years.
it. It was fun.
Congratulations!
Oh, thanks.
My goodness! No wonder you're such a good writer. You have it there all the time. Wow!
Well, I owe my writing experience to first grade and elementary school and high school teachers. I grew up in Ohio.
Stop. Teachers did it.
Mm-hmm.
It was the teachers who helped you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, teachers.
Yeah.
In Ohio, at that point in time, we had one of the best school districts in the country.
Wow.
And the teachers were very alert to the humanities. So in first grade, we began writing little essays,
Uh-huh.
as well as listening to classical music, identifying composers, that kind of thing.
First grade.
First grade on, Dayton, Ohio.
Wow.
So I had a kickstart, you might say.
Yes. Well, wonderful. So when did you start writing books?
My first book was published 50 years ago, Assertive Training for Women.
Assertive Training for Winning.
Mhm.
Women. Okay. And that was aiming toward.
At that point, we were very active in the women's movement.
Mm-hmm.
And a friend and I were teaching classes, helping women become more assertive. And I created an approach that involved exercises and writing and a variety of things that weren't covered in other books. And we decided to write a book together, which we did.
Oh, good.
We found a publisher. If you can imagine, in those days, we sent out teaser, we called it, to 10 different publishers. We got 3 publishers who were interested in the book, who wanted to do it. I mean, you talk about
Really,
trying
they
to get
really
it
did.
published
They're wonderful.
today.
Wow.
So we chose one, and we had it published through a publisher.
Oh, good, wonderful. And so that is
That's assertive training for women.
Assertive training for women. Yes, okay. Assertive training for women. Is that still around?
Well, I have to tell you a sad story, and
Oh,
that
dear.
is, I own the copyright, but somewhere in the world they have picked up the book and they're publishing it. It doesn't have the right cover on it, and there's nothing I can do.
Oh,
So it's available online, but it's not, has nothing to do with me or my fellow publishers.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So be careful. Be careful. Somehow that happens. Oh, geez.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
How long did it take to write that?
It didn't take that long. I think we did it in under a year. However, the person who edited it went through and changed all the female pronouns to male. And this was before computers. So I went on a typewriter and changed them all back to female.
Good.
And they put writing on the cover instead of this beautiful cover we had one of the women design. And a writing on the cover is just deadly. So because it was a technical publisher, I guess they thought that was wise. So we had 2 strikes against us.
This was 40 years ago.
50.
50,
Yeah.
50.
Yeah.
And they, well, that wouldn't happen now, would it?
Hopefully. Hopefully.
Jeez. You would, for one thing, you would do it yourself.
Which I now do.
You
And
could.
I did thereafter.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes. That. Jeez. They changed women to men.
Yeah. For a book on assertion for women.
That's ridiculous.
It is.
That's really annoying, and I can't imagine that would happen now. God, that's just annoying. Okay. Okay, so you write. What's the best part of writing?
I love researching.
Okay.
That's the best. Best of all. And then I like
What do you mean?
looking up stuff.
Uh-huh. For example.
Well, for this book, I started finding out all the books that were written on coincidences and read them.
So you got even more smarter.
Right? Right.
Yeah.
So that's lifelong learner.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
So, yeah.
No wonder she wants to be on this.
Then I like putting it all together. That's magical.
What do you mean is magical?
Well, whether you write in a linear fashion, chapter by chapter, or you write with they call it the pantser, where you're just writing by the seat of your pants, you've got to put it all together.
Uh-huh.
So that's the fun. That's fun and difficult. It's difficult fun.
I understand.
Then I
Oh,
love
I do.
seeing my name in print.
Yeah.
And I also like chatting with people about the content. It's just so much fun to talk with people about their
See
coincidences.
how much fun this is?
It is.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Okay. What's the hardest part of writing?
Well, for this book, and I wrote a book on this humorous book, Awful Boss's coloring book.
Awful Boss's coloring.
That was lots of fun.
I can imagine.
I think the most difficult thing was getting it published. The technical part of it. So I had lots of help on that, getting it uploaded to Amazon and the online, so people could get it online.
Yeah.
That's not fun.
No, it isn't. No, but writing is just like that for you.
It has been in recent years because I just write what feels good that day. What appeals to me. I go to the computer or I'm reading and picking out ideas. I'm just having a good time.
Okay.
So it's just been lots of fun. Get back to the fun.
Yes. Okay. I have written stuff and I wanted my characters to do this, but they decided, no, I'm going to do this. Wait a minute, come back here. You were supposed to do this. But okay, they no. So I had to figure out how to have them do that, because that's who they were, and so that's tough. And I'm trying to do something now that's that I want very much to do about, well, anyway, but I'm not sure how to do it.
Well, I appreciate that because my forte is nonfiction. But with writers that I meet and the groups I'm in, I'm struggling with writing fiction. So I enter storytelling contests and poetry contests just to stretch myself.
Okay.
So I understand. I think it's a lot more difficult to write fiction.
Why is that?
Well, you have so many characters. You have so many things to think about. You have so many considerations, like the formatting of it, so that you have the build-up, the crescendo, the smoothing down, the ending, which I always like if it's a surprise ending.
Yeah.
But that, I think, is much more difficult. The little bit that I've dabbled. So I'm struggling with that.
The stuff that has never been happening.
Right.
Because if it has been happening, there it was.
Right.
Yeah, that's much easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to make it easy, to make it interesting, and have people, if it has been written, you want to make yours even better. If this information has been,
and you don't want to be professorial, which is my tendency, having been a professor and an educator all my life.
Okay.
So I struggle with that, to make it, parts of me are apparent in it, and that is a risk. It's easier to just write ideas, but to write what happens to you as you're writing the ideas is a bit of a struggle. So that's more akin to writing fiction. I mean, it's not fiction, but you're giving away some of yourself. You're revealing things. But if you don't, it comes across as just a teaching type of tool.
okay.
Like my son said at the very beginning of this book was, "Mom, are you going to teach a class on this? If you are, then keep doing what you're doing." And I said, "I'm not teaching a class on it." And then they were silent. So that was my provocation to loosen my writing up.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So you said you were. What did you do for a living?
That is a long story. We don't have time for
Okay,
it.
so it wasn't writing.
Well, I've taught writing.
You taught writing?
Yes, I've been an educator. I've worked in prisons. I've worked for aerospace. I've worked for the state of California.
Talking about writing?
Oh, I mean, as a counselor, no, not just about writing.
Okay.
You asked me what I did for a living, so I've done a bit of everything.
Okay. Alrighty.
Worked for my own self as a consultant. I have a PhD in organizational systems, so
Wow.
I've done organizational development and helped companies reorganize their personnel. I've worked at Lockheed's on microsystems. I worked at Vacaville Prison.
Wow.
So
Wow.
you can see I have a checkered career.
And meanwhile, you were writing at home?
Meanwhile, I might be editor of a newsletter. I might be writing articles for magazines or books. I've written chapters in books. It varies.
Yeah.
Writing curriculum, grading papers.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yes. Okay. What advice do you have for writers?
I would suggest varying the type of writing you're doing, the approach that you're using, so that you can develop a broader perspective on things. That you get together with other writers, and that you make use of critique groups.
Okay. Phil is saying yes, 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 yes. Yeah. Okay. What is there stuff that you have tried to read that you can't stand?
Yes.
For example,
Recently.
Go.
Oh, what gets me down, and I can't read, is a book that has so many characters that I have to make a list of everybody, what their relationship is to each other, and then I can't even follow it. That book just goes back to the library. Books that go way out on tangents that don't seem relevant. I like to cut to the chase. So those are two things, and it just happened again recently. I can't believe the number of books that are featured in the New York Times book section.
The New York Times. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they're very good at the libraries about having them, because I order them and I get on the list and then I can read them. And I'd say the majority of them I can't read. I just don't like them. They're not well written. So I think these authors get behind each other and recommend each other's books. That's the only way I can see that they get on
I love you. This is perfect.
bestseller list. I'm an avid reader. Last year I read 100 books. And this year I'm on number 70.
Oh my gosh. I'm wow. Wow. Okay. So what annoys you so that you stop reading is that there are too many people in this.
Too many people.
Okay. Okay. What bothers me is the fact that there's this person there are some people who write and don't know how to write.
Well, that too.
Yes, that bothers me.
That's a biggie.
Yes, and sometimes there's nothing to say.
And they've won awards.
Yeah, isn't
That's
that
what
amazing?
just.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay. Why do you think reading is important?
Well, as a lifelong learner, it's a must. It broadens my mind. It helps me understand what's going on and get a different perspective. Plus, it's fun. Sheer fun. I read for fun.
Yes. Yes.
It's a bit of an escape too.
Yeah. Yeah. I start books and then no. Especially when people are doing ridiculous things. And young women and young men are doing ridiculous things, and it's hard to watch them do that. When I was young, oh yes, I did that too, but I would be willing to read that, but not anymore. No, please be reasonable. Okay. Do you have a book that you love, that you have always loved, that is not by you?
I do.
Okay.
I have a book that's a decade old, and that is A Gentleman in Moscow by Amor Towles.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever read a book twice, and I've read that book twice.
Okay.
I love that book.
Okay.
It has everything in it.
Say it again.
A Gentleman in Moscow.
Okay. I have that. I started it and I haven't finished it.
Oh, mercy. I couldn't put it down.
Okay. Okay. Well, Susan, this has been just lovely. I've thoroughly enjoyed having you here.
Well, I've enjoyed talking with you.
Good. And show us your coincidences. Where is that? Where is that going to be?
It's in Amazon.
Okay.
So
is it here in Auburn anywhere?
No, I'm doing a presentation with a book fair in Sacramento at the Avid Reader
Avid reader in Sacramento
on
when?
the 8th,
8th of what?
8th of November.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna miss it, but it's good. It's
8th of November.
yeah.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, it's where?
It's at Amazon.
Amazon. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Susan. And thank you. And again, if you are a writer and you want to be on this show, please email me, goldcountrydenizens@gmail.com. Thank you very much for seeing.